Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be on a Sunday night. Where tonight on Top Split TV, we're bringing you round 9 of season 24 of Sunday Night Lights, live and exclusive from Snetterton, where I'm your host, Alex McKellar, and joining me as always is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, the track's drawn a crowd, hasn't drawn a big one, but certainly the race will no doubt be intense and interesting as always.
That's exactly right, Alex. It's a low participation week this week, but we still have some of the best Skippy drivers that we could assemble for tonight's action. And still a 37.54 strength of field over the 15 drivers that we have in the field at the moment. So it's still not going to be too bad. I reckon we could see quite a bit of excitement here tonight with the tight and twisty nature of this track.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly represents a unique challenge to the drivers, and those that have turned out tonight have certainly got that ahead of them. Did some laps here this week, and it's not a place that we visit terribly often, but it is one that challenges the best of them. Tonight we've got our current, well, he's on the podium for the championship at the moment. Sitting in second from memory is Julian O'Fray. He's the number one plated car here tonight. Giuseppe Tellini, whom he battled with throughout the race last week at Mid Ohio's the two-plated car. Ras Fuori returns, the Finnish driver. He's number 3 tonight, leading ANZ driver, both in terms of the seedings tonight and the championship standings. Currently Corey Lean. He's the car number 4 tonight. And Gail Kawabe, the Japanese driver, all the way up as seeded number 5 here tonight, Corey.
And it's good to see Jill being such a highly rated driver and a server. As the six-player car is going to be UK and I's George Maddock. Good to see George back on track. Got Takumi Yamato from Japan as a seventh-plated car. Vasco Savoski from the Oz NZ Club making a return as the eighth-plated car. Good to see him up there. Same too with Craig Byerly as the ninth-plated car here tonight as well from Oz NZ. Dimitri Filipides from the Asia Club as our 10th plated car here tonight, Alex.
Yeah, good to see Philippides back again, as it is for Locked On iRacing's Braden Martin, another one of the ANZ contingent making his way into the top split more regularly these days. Mitchell Nichols, who was up until last week leading the ANZ charge in the championship, and he tell you what, he put on a show in his. I think it was his debut in the top split, if I'm not mistaken, but certainly made it count there at Mid-Ohio. Richard King, who won the second split last week, he's turned out and cracked it for a top split run in one of our lower strength of fields. But the thing about those lower strength of fields is it gives other people a chance to have a crack in the big one. Speaking of which, Juan Ramon Belo Garcia from Iberia. He's the lone Iberian in the field, and he's car number 14. And Paul Wilson, the ANZ driver, who, again, made his debut in the top split at Mid-Ohio last week, has just snuck in as car 15 tonight. He was pretty rapt at getting a run last week in the broadcast race. Great to see him get another one this week, Corey.
Indeed it is, Alex, and it's surprising that he's only just snuck in with his 24.41 I rating, but nevertheless, this should be an excellent race for him as qualifying is well and truly underway. We usually see a first lap of about a 2:07 here, Alex. What would be an ideal qualifying lap around here?
Well, mate, the one that puts you on pole's always the ideal one, I guess. But look, in practice, you see folks get down to the 2:05s from what I've seen. So, the tyres aren't going to be anywhere up to snuff so far. So, yeah, look, sixes, if you could get them, would be great. Like I said, though, you only need to get up the pointy end. That's the time that counts at the end, right?
Well, that is exactly right. But this track, as well as having a couple of nice, really long straights for the drafting opportunities, Alex, there's a couple of real technical sections as well. I'm looking at turns 9 and 10, Brundle into Nelson. We were talking in the warm-up race that is one of the more difficult places as some of the drivers, including Takumi Yamato, coming into that section now to try and set up the car for that corner.
Yeah, absolutely. In my view, Brundle to Nelson, which Yamato and Lean have both just traversed, possibly the most challenging little section of track on the service. Very, very difficult. Similarly, coming through the final stages here at Coram into Murray's, where you've got the sweeping right hander, you've got to set the car up into a hard braking zone to flick it back to the left, as we just saw Yamato expertly do. Very challenging, but yeah, Brundle Nelson for mine's the pick of the litter, so to speak, when it comes to challenges on the service. Yamato jumping straight up to provisional pole just ahead of Lean. Tellini, who's had some form recently, he's sitting in third, although Kawabe making it a Japanese 1-2 the first time lap round. Fantastic drive. Great to see him up near the top. And Yamato, quite achiever, although he's just been pipped by a fray, perhaps not surprisingly, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. Kawabe's Julian O'Fray, currently the number one plated car here for this race, and he's looking the goods with a 27.008, which is a fantastically quick time around here. And we can't wait to see how much these guys are going to improve on this second lap. It's definitely one of the longer laps that we go along in the season, Alex. That's why this one's 10 laps for the race distance.
Yeah, absolutely. It is one of the longer tracks, surprisingly, I have to say. But you wouldn't expect, although it is a 300 layer. You got the 300, the 200, and the 100, of course. The skips this season round has taken us to the 300. I don't know if we'll get I think we'll get it for 3 seasons. So we've got 3 seasons of this little gem to look forward to. But certainly the guys tonight are just looking forward to putting on and having a good race.
And that's exactly what we hope to see from them as everyone's coming down into the Brundle Nelson section now. Almost everyone on the exact same straightaway as I see Giuseppe Tellini. He's actually pulling out of his second lap here, Alex. Maybe some troubles there and slowed up for Brundle.
Yeah, he just went off track by the looks. As did Mitchell Nichols. We won't be setting another time again. Oh yeah, look, he's just tried to grab too much onto the back straight by the looks, and that's his quali done. Just trying to find those who are finishing their lap. O'Fray, perhaps. As he comes down to the closing stages, his second laps, Nichols jumps up to P8. Yamato grabs pole again. O'Fray coming through Murray's. What can he do this final lap? Vuori, the Finnish driver, sits provisionally on pole with a 2:06.9. What's O'Fray got for us? Sorowski jumps up to third. O'Fray jumps up to the top of the pops there. Some 3.5 tenths ahead of Vuori, Yamato, and Sorowski Lean. Look at that, a bunch of ANZ drivers right at the top end of town, so to speak. Good to see the ANZ boys getting a show.
That's right, Alex. And it's not very often that we see such a large concentration of AusNZ drivers in the top split on the Sunday night. But we've got a few notable absences, such as Lucetta, who hasn't been around for the last couple of weeks. But great to see all these guys jumping in and having a go and making it into the top split.
Yeah, 100%. As the clock winds down, Vuori here on his cool down lap by the looks, getting a few extra runs under the belt. But look, he's interesting. 2:06.5 is what it took to get pole. As we check out our grid now that time has expired. Julian O'Fray grabbing pole, as we said, with the 2:06.5. Russ Vuori, the Finnish driver, in second, some 3.5 tenths behind. Very close behind him on the second row is Takumi Yamato from Japan. His highest gridding position, at least, the 7-plated car. Joining him on the second row will be Vasco Sorowski, the leading ANZ driver, at least in terms of qualification. Third row is Corey Lean from ANZ and Braden Martin with his best qualifying performance, only half second off the lead, the 11-plated car. Looking to see what he can do starting on the third row. Seventh off the grid tonight will be Craig Biley, another ANZ driver, and Kyle Kawabe out of eighth. Kawabe's son not getting the second lap that he was looking for. George Maddock from UK and I out of ninth. Richard King, the ANZ driver, making his debut in the top split. He is going to start out of 10th. Mitchell Nichols, the ANZ driver who put on such a show last week, out of 11th. Giuseppe Tellini, the Italian, out of 12th. 13th tonight off the grid will be Dimitri Philippides. Juan Garcia from Iberia out of 14th. And Starting last on the grid, car number 15 out of 15th tonight will be Paul Wilson, the ANZ driver, making his second appearance here on a Sunday night. Jeepers, where's my head? It's been a while since we've been here on a Sunday night. So, but yeah, there we go, Corey. That's how they line up. Who knows how they finish?
That's exactly right, Alex. We saw a lot of drama towards the end of the warm-up race, which Julian Alfrey was able to take the win at. Hopefully a repeat performance from him in this one as well. It was a very superb three-wide maneuver he made on the long back straight there. Hopefully we can see some more of that again, as I'm pretty sure just about everyone's on the track. They are now, as they're all getting ready to get going here. Red light means rev. Green light means go. We're underway on the long charge down into the Riches turn number 1, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. A long string of skippies down into Riches, led by Julian O'Fray. Russ Roy tucks in behind. They're too wide behind. Braden Martin gets through turn 1 cleanly as they head down to the Montreal hairpin for the first time. Our leaders going through. There's a lot of line astern. Everyone seems to be getting through okay, Corey. The boys are behaving well tonight so far.
That's right, Alex. Doesn't look like anyone has gone off the track just as of yet. Currently watching Kawabe-san in the middle of the pack, currently in P8, as he's trying to make his way through the field from a little bit of a poor qualifying effort, but we know Kawabe-san, hopefully one of the more tenacious drivers, and he'll be looking to make his way back up towards the front, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely he will. As meanwhile, up the front, we've got O'Fray once again leading them away from his pole position. He did so almost flag to flag last race, although he had a bit of action in the middle, actually. He was started second, got up, and then ended up winning it in the end. He'll be looking to do the double tonight, the warm-up and the feature race. Corey Lean has passed Swarovski and is up into the top 4, looking to make his mark on this one and stamp his authority as the leading ANZ driver. Currently sitting in third in the championship overall as they come under the bridge through Brundle and Nelson. Once again, that tricky combination as they flick the car to the driver's right through Nelson. The second part of that combination is Lean that time round, grabbing all the dirts on the exit of Nelson there as they come through the bomb hole down through Coram and into that challenging last left-hander at Murray's. Just see them here again. You see the rear of the car step out and he just flicks it back. Yeah, look, it really aptly demonstrates the challenging nature of that final sector, Corey.
I'm just having a look at Corey Lean at the moment, Alex. He's got problems. It looks like when he went on his little dirt excursion, it's broken his suspension, and he's making the long trip down pit lane to get it fixed, Alex.
Let's go check out what actually happened there. So maybe when he's grabbed the sausage curb through Nelson there, and that has absolutely destroyed his front suspension. Is what I'm getting. You can see it was never right from there, and that's his night done in terms of having a crack at the pointy end. The suspension on these cars does not like sausage curbs anymore. You can see it just won't turn left through Murray's there at the end, and that is, as they say, all she wrote, folks, for Mr. Lean. So we jump back up front. It is now a 3-car breakaway with O'Fray, Viore and Yamato stamping his authority as the leading Japanese driver here tonight, all over the back of the front pair and looking to stamp his authority here tonight.
It'd be good to see if he can manage to do that, Alex. As you said, the leading Japanese driver at the moment, and he's showing what he's got at the moment up there in that third place, even in qualifying, even though he was setting the first of the lap times there, he was consistently up towards the top of qualifying. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do here against Viore and O'Fray. O'Fray sitting there in the lead. We know he's going to be hard to pass, Alex, and even harder when it comes to trying to get that lead back late in the race.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the second pack now led by Vasco Swarovski. Martin ceding to Biley that lap. Oh, it's going to get very tight there. Again, a very challenging section there. And that's cost to Martin there with Kawabe now looking to take advantage to the final sector now as they go through the bomb hole. coming up to Coram this time round, and 2 by 2 they go. I think Martin will probably give that one up and fall in behind the Japanese driver, this time with Maddock now pressing him for position. Martin was ahead of Biley a few corners ago. Now it's 2 spots back as he's lost positions to both Biley and Kawabe, and now has Maddock all over his tail as the leaders cross to start lap 3. 2:06.7. 2:06.7 is about the time of the fastest drivers here so far. I expect that to potentially drop into the 5s as we see Maddock now put all sorts of pressure over Martin through the turn number 1 as they head down to Montreal for the 3rd time. The English driver will have the inside line there. Martin will have to go the long way round, but he does it well, and he might hang on here. Yeah, looks like he's going to as they head through Palmer this time round. No, he's let it go, and Maddock goes through, Corey.
Yeah, that was definitely a very nice little battle that they had going on. I'm surprised Martin let him go there, but it's still very early in this race. It's a 12-lap race, and Martin's probably just thinking on discretion being the better side of valor here, slotting him behind, waiting for a moment later on, but back up towards the front. And Viore has been pouring on a little bit of pressure on a fray at the end of some of these big straightaways I've been noticing, Alex. They're definitely trying to get a fray to make a little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, let's see what he can do up the Bentley straight this time round. I don't think he's close enough. He's half a second behind. He will not get in an overtaking position, but I tell you what, it's the bravest person who'll try up the inside of Brundle on the braking zone into Nelson. As I said, one of the most challenging sections on the service in my view. Oh, speaking of which, Biley gets it done through Swarovski. Swarovski, I think, lifted there to make it happen. And look at the hard charges behind them, led by Kawabe now. Kawabe now into the top 6 as he leads that pack out as they're trying to track down Swarovski and Biley, who've broken away. Just think, a lap ago, you had Martin, who was ahead of Biley. He'd be up in 4th now. And he's just had that bad run, and he's dropped down behind Maddock now. He's down in 8th position. How the fortunes can change so rapidly.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. But I think that's down to Martin maybe not having much track experience here. I mean, we know that this track doesn't usually come into rotation very often. And Martin himself is not really one who practices too often, that it seems. I know last week he had next to no practices up the inside of Martin. Big dive there from Giuseppe Tellini, trying to make his way through the field. Surprising to see Tellini all the way down in P9 there, Alex.
Yeah, well, he won't be making friends doing that either, as Kawabe defends from Maddock in front. Holds on to P6. Meanwhile, Biley and Swarovski are driving away from that battle. Oh, it's 2 by 2 behind, if you don't mind. Maddock goes up the inside of Kawabe this time round. Martin trying to follow. Martin will have the inside run into Hamilton coming up. Can he get it done, the ANZ driver? No, he cannot. It's a frustrating night for Martin already as Kawabe holds on. Oh, and Tellini's going to have another look, if you don't mind. Oh, it's all going to get sorted at the end of the Bentley straight in a minute. I think these guys are really going at it, Corey.
Indeed they are, Alex. This is probably the most intense battle that we got on track at the moment. And these guys putting it all out there on the table. We are creeping closer and closer to the halfway mark in this race. But these guys are almost battling like it is the last lap, although in this kind of a situation, you really got to try and make all the moves you possibly can, as Martin looks at the inside of Brundle, which turns into the outside for Nelson. Couldn't get the move made there on Kawabe-san. And that's going to be Martin staying in P8. You see Tellini just behind Martin still, trying to just look for any way he can of getting around the Aussie driver there, Alex.
Super brave to have a look there, but what this is doing is, once again, Maddock's made his way through that field, and he's almost driving away from them with all the battling that's going on as they go through the final corner on the tail end of lap 4. As we saw previously, it's Biley and Swarovski. They've done that pack, and they've driven away from them. Then, of course, you got our leaders up front, led by O'Fray, of course, who will be looking, if he can, to take the championship lead on the back of this performance, if he gets a chance to. Yamato, again, Fantastic drive from the Japanese driver. He's not often in the top split. I think this is second or third occasion, and tonight he's making every post a winner, sitting well and truly in contention for the podium, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. I reckon we'll start seeing a little bit more of Yamato as we start getting in the weeks a little bit more. He's a 4.1k driver, and it looks like he's really been enjoying his Skippy racing lately. And this third place is really going to probably cement that for him a little bit here, because he's still right on the back of Viore there, and looks like he's closer to Viore than Viore is to Afray at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. I think he'll be making every opportunity count there if he can. Meanwhile, Swarovski and Biley are having fairly good crack, although Biley's dropped off as a result. He's fallen into the clutches of Matic this time round. Matic looking to take advantage of Biley's succumbing to Swarovski in the big battle up ahead, and Kawabe looking to get every sniff that he can of the draft behind. What's he about 1.1 behind? He might just grab a look at these guys depending on how they go through Brundle and Nelson this time round. Nose to tail it is. Martin now. He's been dropped a little bit by Kawabe, and Tellini. I don't know what's going on with Tellini. He qualified poorly. He should have been right up the front by his standards, but yeah, he's not really doing much. He's only moved forward a few positions and not looking to go forward from there by the looks, Corey.
Yeah, possibly not, Alex, but that's just the nature of racing. I'm keeping my eye here on the Viley-Swarovski battle, and Swarovski actually getting into the pits this time, Alex.
I think they might have both gone in. I'm trying to find what went on there. I'll try and grab a picture of the meantime of our leaders, but something happened and I'm not sure what. Oh, I've lost Mitchell Nichols at one point as well. He's crashed. Biley entered the pits. Let's go see what that looks like. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, I wonder what. Do you reckon he's underfueled? I don't know.
Well, you know what? He might have, Alex. Might have forgotten to refill the car.
Yeah, I don't
Viley
know.
is back out on track.
Yeah, I don't know,
What
mate.
about Swarovski? I don't know about Swarovski. He's just gone.
He's gone. Yeah, maybe I can't see an incident between them anywhere, but yeah, look, such is the mysteries of things. I did pick up an incident there for Mitchell Nichols. Let's go see if we can't see what happened to the ANZ driver. I've just got a note that he's crashed. He's come up the inside of Martin. This is what might have busted up this group, actually. Martin's got a bit of an angle going there. The 12 of Nichols. Oh, he's just lost the rear on his own, really. Oh, and that's what's happened to Tellini. Has Tellini collected him at all? No, everyone's gone through okay. He's just lost it on his own. There you go. After putting on the show last week, not much of a show this week from the ANZ driver there, but he'll have his chance in the future, no doubt. As we jump back up front, we've got O'Fray still leading this one. Viore all over the back of him. Dropped off a little bit now has Yamato. Yamato-san really just, hanging on at the moment. 1.3 seconds behind and out of draft. It really looks like it's going to be down to O'Fray and Viore tonight, Corey.
I reckon that's just Yamato maybe just trying to consolidate this third place here a little bit, Alex. It's, as far as I can remember, the best result that he's had so far, if he can hold on to it. And we are at the halfway point now, 6 laps down, 6 to go. I reckon he could just be trying to consolidate the third place here, hoping for a mistake from the two in front of him so he can capitalise. And, if they do have it coming together, that 1.345 seconds that he's at, he could end up taking advantage if they both go off track.
Yeah, could well do. George Maddock now. He has freed himself from that previous battle and he's up 5 positions. 3 positions risen is the man behind him, Gol Kawabe and Tellini and Martin now. Martin's down 1 position, Tellini up 6 from his poor qualifying position. Philippides similarly up 5. Paul Wilson, as we said, made his debut last week. He's up 5 positions into the top 10. Not a bad way to have a second start in Sunday Night Lights, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And Paul is a 15 car. He'd be absolutely loving this right now. He doesn't need to make up many positions to gain I rating, and he's making the most of it. Being in the top 10, he's going to get himself some SNL points, and I reckon he's also having a bit of fun while he's out there. Although looks like he's having a little bit of a lonely race here, being a second behind Mitchell Nichols there in the 12th plated car.
Yeah, that's right. But you make what you can of what you've got. We've got Garcia. Similarly, he's down in 11th. Corey Lean fighting back after destroying the front end of his car. Grabbed a quick repair and he's back out there. Down 7 spots there in 12th. Biley, for some mysterious reasons, also ran through the pits. He's back out there now, all the way down in 13th. Richard King, I think we've lost by the looks of it. Although, let me just go see if I can find what happened to Richard. Oh, he lost it. Lost the rear. Doesn't look to have... Oh, I wonder if he just lost where he was on the track too. No, he just hit the eject button. That was that. And he's gone after that. That's his debut, early run and done in Sunday Night Lights top split. But meanwhile, back up at front, it is O'Fray still running away with it. Yamato's really dropped off. He's now 1.7 seconds behind Viore in second position. O'Fray, what's happened to O'Fray? He's just gone to another universe briefly. Yeah, he's blinked out. I can't find him. Oh, don't tell me he's got a network issue. He is dropping like a stone, Corey, leaving Viore out in front.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see on that one, see whether he has a throughput or not. It still reckons he is in the server, but his quality has massively dropped. So I say we are about to lose a fray, which is very unfortunate. He'd be hoping for a good result here since it is a fairly low strength of field because he's going to lose a lot of I rating here for not finishing towards the front, Alex.
Yeah, look, that's a good way to burn about 150 I rating pretty quickly. Having done that recently myself, yeah, that's not so good. Meanwhile, Viore's out front. Yamato's behind him. Matic and Kawabe leading what appears to be the pick of any sort of battles on the what is once again a field strung out like Brown's cows, not dissimilar to what we saw last week. Oh, Matic says, I can mow the lawn in this Skippy as good as anyone. Grabs the grass on the exit of Nelson now as he comes down to Coram. Kawabe in behind him. Tellini up those 7 positions now as we lost O'Fray, who has he returned? No, he has not returned. Martin now up back to where he started in 6th. He'll be cheering. That'll be his best SNL point scoring position with a 6th place finish. But this is the closest thing to a battle we've got at the moment, Corey. 5 cars strung out in a single line, each of them trying to maintain draft and maybe get in touch with the guy in front to have a bit of a battle for position.
We can only hope that they're going to start closing up a little bit here, Alex, so we can get these pockets of excitement going properly. And unfortunately, it seems that Afray has unfortunately come to the network issues that just plagued him going along that straight in between turns 3 and 4. That is very unfortunate for Afray. But the race must go on, and Viore still leading the way quite comfortably from Yamato now, and I reckon we've been robbed of a very good battle for the lead there because Viore and Afray were definitely starting to push the limits a little bit there, Alex.
Yeah, I'm expecting Yamato to get back in touch potentially, although he's only got sort of 3.5 laps to go now as they approach the Bentley Straight, coming through Williams now onto the Bentley Straight. He's only he's 1.4 seconds behind now in his pink and white livery. He did go a couple of tenths quicker last lap, so I was expecting maybe he could catch on as we see Matic now weaving up the Bentley Straight to try and break what he can of the draft. He has got Kawabe-san 6 tenths behind and looking to get in touch. Kawabe taking a tighter entry line through Brundle, and we saw Matic clipping the curb, that dangerous curb that took out Lean from this race earlier on. Getting away with that one is the UK&I driver, but Kawabe really staring down the barrel, trying to get his second podium of the season.
That's exactly right. We know Kawabe-san is one of the faster drivers that we have, Alex. Usually the top of the Japanese representatives. He's going to be trying everything he can to close that gap. So I have reports that Frey is back on track now and somehow still on the lead lap, Alex. Can you believe that?
Nuts. On the lead lap he might be, but he is some 25 seconds behind Biley in 12th, so no SNL points and probably staring down the barrel of a big I-rating loss as well. As we jump back up the front, Yamato now 1.2 seconds behind Viore. Maddock with Kawabe well and truly in a fight, some 2-3 tenths behind, I should say, as they're through the middle stages of lap 10 this time round. In the middle sectors now, Kawabe looking to put all sorts of pressure on Maddock if he can and make a battle of it.
He definitely is, Alex. He's close right up to the gearbox of Maddox skipping now. We could maybe possibly see a move here taking place down the Bentley Straight. It's all about that exit coming out of the Williams turn number 8 for Kawabe-san to try and get the drive off. See what he can do here as they come through Williams now. It definitely looks like just a little bit of a tidier line there for Kawabe-san. Didn't go too far off into the exit curve, and he's closing in with that draft. We could see a move on here coming into Brundle this time, Alex, and it's going to be close, but oh, not quite this time.
No, although he's got the title line there through Nelson. That'll cost him on exit, as you see the UK&I driver of Maddock just get the slightly better run through there. That would, he wasn't quite close enough to make the move there, was he? Although Tellini now well and truly coming into the frame. I imagine for the last couple of laps here, we're going to have a three-way battle for that final step on the podium.
We very well might, Alex, as these guys pushing all they can. Maddock getting sideways in the dirt on the exit of Murray's. That's going to ruin his run here for the pit straight. Wabe-san all over his tail right now. Can he make the move coming into turn 1? He's going the long way around on the outside of Richards, and he's not going to do it. Trying to go for an over-under, I think, and almost left the door open for Tellini, who is pushing as hard as he can. Tellini now with the big move up into the Montreal hairpin.
Oh, cheapest.
So close, almost contact, and now side by side, Tellini and Kawabe-san as they come down to the turn number 3 now, Alex.
Maddock completely overcooked it into Montreal there, and then Tellini boxed Kawabe in the following straight on the run down into Palmer. This time now they're heading out the back into Agostini, the tight left hand. Oh, contact. Tellini sent it once too often, and that's cost them both. Tellini and Maddock have come a cropper there. Tellini really poked the nose where it shouldn't have gone there. Let's go take another look there and have a squiz. I really think Tellini's gone to send it up the inside there of Kawabe, and I think he's just outbraked himself massively. Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see he's gone up the inside of Kawabe and then just cannot pull it up. Maddock, minding his own business, has just copped an Italian stallion in the rear, and they've both come a cropper. And I've got to tell you, Kawabe is an absolute genius when it comes to dodging trouble, because he's just driven straight through there. Once again, I've seen him do this time and time again, and away he goes. And I'll tell you who else has benefited, Braden Martin, who has been going backwards the whole race. He's stuck with it. He's now up in 4th with Philippides and Tellini all over his tail. I'll tell you what, he would have seen the events unfold in front of him, and he'll be all the while watching his mirrors now, waiting for the hard charging Giuseppe Tellini trying to come back at him, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex, and he's only going to hold them off for one more lap, and so I reckon he's going to be able to do it, but it's going to take a lot of effort on his part to do so. Peters as well is going to have to worry about Tellini right there behind him and hope that he doesn't get the same thing happen to him as what happened to Maddock, who managed to get going as well. Alex is only down there in the 7th position at the moment. But I don't think, unless some more drama happens ahead, that he's going to make any more positions out of that one.
That's right. Meanwhile, as we check in on our leaders, Takumi Yamato has actually caught Viore here in terms of draft. I don't know that he'll be close enough to make a move, but it is coming down. He's picked up another tenth and a half on that short section as they run down into Hamilton this time round. Hamilton quite a fast corner. On the run down into the braking zone prior to it's going to go into Oggies now and then out into the big back straight on the Bentley straight. I don't know that he's close enough this time round to get it done. Martin now holding off Philippides, who's in turn holding off the hard charging Giuseppe Tellini. Tellini will absolutely have a look on the run into Brundle. Oh, even before. And look, the 10 plate of Philippides just said, have it, son. It's all yours. I'll take 6 and walk away happy man. As we see up in front, yeah, he just didn't get close enough, Yamato, to have a look this time round. Now, Kawabe-san, as that bridge gets in the way. What's going on in behind here? Yeah, Tellini. He's going to hold off Philippides there. Meanwhile, up front, our two drivers coming through the final couple of corners. This time round, it's going to be a famous victory for the Finnish driver, Ras Viore, as he comes into Murray's for the final time. Yamato all over his tail. It's going to be Finnish first, Japanese second and third here tonight by the looks of it, as so close it is. But it's Viore taking his maiden victory from Takumi Yamato. Gol Kawabe coming up to third. Braden Martin, the Locked On iRacing special, if you don't mind, coming in fourth as he crosses the line for his best SNL finish, just ahead of Giuseppe Tellini and Dimitri Philippides. George Maddock coming home in seventh. Mitchell Nichols recovering all the way up into P8. Paul Wilson in his second race, he's grabbed a top 10 finish in ninth. Fantastic. Juan Ramon Belo Garcia, the 14th place seated driver, finishing in 10th. Corey Lean, celebratory blowing of the engine in the background there, Corey. Not where he wanted to finish, that's for sure.
Definitely not, Alex. Especially with this being such a big opportunity for him, for it to get all taken away by that sausage curb at Nilsson. He's definitely not going to be very happy with himself after that one, Alex.
Yeah, similarly for O'Fray, who's our final car out on track, finishing his final lap as he crosses the line all the way down in 13th position, not where he thought he would finish when he started out here tonight. But let's take a look at our results here tonight. Ras Viore, a first up winner here tonight at round 9 at Snetterton. The Finnish driver taking out his maiden victory ahead of Takumi Yamato from Japan, who has taken out his first podium there in second, followed by his compatriot, Gol Kawabe, who's grabbed his second podium of the year, the Japanese driver, or of the season, rather. So he'll be cheering. Check out his race. No doubt it'll be posted up tomorrow night on his YouTube channel, Guile channel on YouTube. Check it out. Braden Martin, the 1D Wade on Twitch as well, if you want to go check him out. He's finished in fourth. Giuseppe Tellini, the Italian driver, in fifth. Dimitri Philippides in sixth here tonight. George Maddock, the UK&I driver, action aplenty, finished in seventh. Mitchell Nichols, not quite the action-packed race for him this week, but he still managed to finish in eighth. Paul Wilson, in his second top split race here tonight, finishes in ninth. Juan Garcia, the lone Iberian in the field, in 10th. Corey Lean, the ANZ driver, in 11th. Craig Biley, similarly, in 12th. Julian O'Fray, after disappearing into an alternate universe periodically tonight, has finished all the way down in 13th. Richard King, in his SNL debut, in the top split, at least in 14th. And Vasco Sorowski, not doing his championship any favours, all the way down in 15th here tonight, Corey.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Richard and Vasco. They're down in 14th and 15th respectively. And, that's unfortunately just, the way racing goes sometimes, although Soboski, definitely the way he exited stage left, very weird. And hopefully next week when he comes back, he can come back bigger and stronger and do the job good. But Biore, Yamato, and Kawabe, what a podium, Alex. I don't think in a million years I would have ever have guessed that those would be the three names that we'd see on the podium.
No, that's right. And, in the absence of Nagai-san, it's really been Kawabe who's been holding the fort for the Japanese driver. And tonight, Yamato really put his name front and centre in terms of, his place in the order of the Japanese drivers. Now, speaking of Japanese drivers, we might actually have Mr. Kawabe-san for an interview. In fact, we do. Podium sitter Gail Kawabe joins us. His second podium of the season. Kawabe-san, otsukare-sama deshita. Well done, my friend. Congratulations on a strong third place performance.
Thank you. Just a moment. I'm turning off the Twitch. So, uh, yeah, it's fortunately there's very few alien drivers, so we were lucky. The two Japanese drivers on the podium today.
Absolutely. It was great to see Yamato-san have a great result as well. But I was saying during the broadcast that you are an expert at dodging and avoiding trouble when you managed to navigate through a big accident and that led to your podium position today. Tell me, was that very exciting?
Uh-huh. Yeah, we were in the big fight, but I'm always trying to calm down myself and to not to heat up. So in today, it worked well. So it's a good race.
Excellent. Well done. Well, congratulations. Omedetou gozaimasu. It was a
Thank
fantastic
you.
race. Very pleased to see you have a good result. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you as always for joining us, Guile. Is there
Thank
anyone you'd
and
like to say
there's
thank you
a
to?
there's an information about Nagai-san. Nagai-san is recently he's not attending to official races. I don't know why, but he's coaching Japanese, especially skippy drivers. So Takumi-san is grown up by Nagai-san. So and many other Japanese drivers are growing. So someday we have 4, 5, 6 Japanese drivers in Sunday Night Lights.
Oh, I look forward to that day very much, Kawabe-san. Thank you for the update. And now,
Thank you.
before we let you go, is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or thank you?
Yeah, in my problem was slow corners, and I got a training from he's called KMR in Japanese coach, and Chibik Vitek, he's also a Japanese coach. So both two drivers grow me to enforce my low speed corners. So today's podium is by their effort. Thank you very much, KMR-san and Chibik Vitek-san.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Kawabe-san. Great to speak
Thank
to
you.
you. And for those of you who don't know, Kawabe-san puts on a practice session on a Monday night as well for the race ahead. So go look for that in your hosted sessions tomorrow night. It's a great place to be. Good bunch of people. And we thank you, Kawabe-san, for your contributions to the community as well. So thank you
Thank
and
you very much.
Go ahead, mate.
Yes. Thank you very much for hosting and broadcasting. This Sunday Night Lights is many Japanese skippy drivers the goal to participate. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Kawabe-san. Omedetou gozaimasu again, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
Thank you. Bye.
There you go, Corey. That was Kawabe-san. Great to get him in here again. Love seeing him out on track, and he's had his second podium and his second interview. Nothing like chatting to the good man himself.
That's right, Alex. And it's always great to hear him when he comes in because he always comes in so happy, regardless of whether he's had a good race or a bad race. He knows this is only the second time he's come in, and it's for another good race. You can just hear in his voice, he's so happy. He's happy to talk about the fact of they're doing driver training for the Japanese drivers, which can be very exciting for us heading on into the future. And season 25, maybe we'll probably see a couple more Japanese drivers in the field, which is quite the exciting prospect, especially with the caliber of Nagai's son being the driver coach for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see the community pulling together in Japan and seeing what they can do to lift the standard. And we're already seeing the results. I mean, yes, it might have been a lower strength of field tonight, but you've still got to get ahead of some of the big names that turn up, right? So to have two of them on the podium tonight is already showing that, well, it's starting to bear fruits, at least. The fruits of their labours are starting to come out, so it's good. Great to see it again, and great to talk to Kawabe-san. Now, excuse me, we're going to talk to Locked On iRacing's Braden Martin, who has pulled off a Bradbury-like effort almost. No, that's probably unfair. Braden, congratulations, mate. Top 5 finish on a Sunday night. Who'd have thought it, mate? Well done.
Certainly not me, especially after our little practice on Friday night. Yeah, there's a little bit of luck, obviously, a few big names not turning out, which makes a big difference. But I'll take them when I can get them. That's for sure.
Yeah, and you kept your nose out of trouble here tonight. There was a bit of it around with Tellini coming through the field, and then, we had Frey having a bit of network trouble, and there was Lean hit one of those sausage curbs. I didn't think the one on the inside of Nelson there would kill your car, but there again, I was a bit afraid to try it out. But, mate, you keep yourself clean, and that's how you get a good result, yeah?
Yeah, well, I think the move that Tellini pulled on was a Maddock. He did the same move to me and slid a little bit, and I sort of left lots of room and tried to just tuck in behind. Whereas I think the guys up ahead, knowing it was the last couple of laps, were probably holding him a little bit tighter. And if he slid the same way he slid when he was overtaking me, like, I'm not surprised that there was a bit of contact. Yeah, and unfortunately for Corey, I saw sparks coming from the bottom of his car, and I was really nervous because I didn't know if he was broken or if it was just net code playing games. But then he said on the radio, yeah, he had some trouble, so not so good.
No, it happens. The suspension in these things seems to like the sausage curbs a lot less than it used to, but that's part of it, and we all adjust and move on in our racing. So, listen, mate, congratulations, great finish, top 5, nothing to sneeze at. Doesn't matter who turns up, you can only race who shows up on the night, mate, and still plenty of good names out there that you finish in front of. So, congratulations. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, I'll just quickly, I had some information about second split as well for you. So the Aussies took out first and fourth, and then unfortunately, SNL stalwart Mark Jeffrey, I think, had a rough one. I think he might have got crashed down lap 1. But yeah, thank the Locked On lads. Been a great team getting to race with them. It's been good fun. Sponsors, Brewster.coffee, City Cinematography, 24/7 Race Control. And if you want to come watch the racing, jump over to twitch.tv/the1DWade.
Perfect. Thanks, Braden, mate. We'll talk to you hopefully in the weeks to come.
Sounds good.
There you go, Corey. Almost sounded like a pro there with all the sponsors and everything. Well done to Braden tonight on a top 5 finish. I know he'll be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, definitely, Alex. And that's the closest that he's been to a podium here. And we're talking to him on his stream just before the race, and he didn't really have too much confidence, but a combination of good luck and just a little bit of forward thinking there, managed to secure himself that P4 in what was an excellent drive for him. He fell back early, but that just goes to prove that you don't always need to be the fastest one out there to get the positions. Sometimes you just got to have that little bit of luck on your side, and he definitely had that little bit of luck with him here tonight.
Yeah, that and he and Kawabe both showed that keeping your nose clean is the way to go, and sometimes in these races, and they both reap the rewards here tonight. But that leaves us with just the one person left waiting for quick chat, the perhaps the most unfortunate driver here tonight, who led all the race until his internet decided to abandon him, Julian O'Fray. Bad luck here tonight, Julian. Unfortunate part of internet racing, yes?
Yes, this is exactly what happened. The luck is not with me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
disappointed because I had a great pace. I think. I think I was faster on track, and all this training this week for nothing. It's crappy.
Yeah, it's a shame, mate, and I was sorry to see it, and I was crossing my fingers that it wasn't going to be the case, but unfortunately, that's the way it goes, and it's costly too, both in terms of the championship and I rating and all the rest of it, and having been there myself a couple of weeks ago at the Red Bull Ring, I know it's a bitter pill to swallow, mate. So a very big shame for you tonight, and I'm sorry to see it happen, but hopefully we'll see you back bigger and better at Imola next week. Do you like the old Imola circuit?
Imola is one of my favorite track.
Well,
So I
perfect.
hope for no internet issue and for big driver not like this week. I don't know where they are. Maybe in vacation.
Yeah, look, I know Ludwig Guidi was off this week, and Benny's been off driving some stuff. So in real life, I think he was in the Ferraris this week. So a few faces missing, but I think Imola might draw a few more out than Snetterton. But we'll wait and see. But thank you
For
as
sure.
always. Yeah, thank you as always for your support, Julian. It is much appreciated. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to?
Not my internet for sure, but I want to say thanks for your stream and your happiness. Maybe it's a good word. Yeah, happiness.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
For
brilliant.
this, so
Thanks, Julie. That's much appreciated, mate. And hopefully, better results for you in the remaining weeks of the season. And we look forward to seeing you then.
see you next week. Bye.
There you go, Corey. He certainly put a smile on at the end, despite a challenging night, Mr. Juliet O'Fray. Always good to see him out there.
Yeah, exactly right, Alex. And despite his internet issues, he had a fast skippy out there tonight. And the first half of the race while he was leading was absolutely phenomenal. Rory didn't really have an answer for him at any stage until his internet went bang. And I was seeing in the drivers' chat post race that Viore didn't think that he had anything for Afray either, saying that Afray probably should have won that one if his internet didn't go poof. Unfortunate luck, but that is the way that online racing goes sometimes.
Yeah, that it is, mate. I thought the same. I thought I phrased to lose there, and unfortunately, internet played a part in it. But that's sometimes how she goes, unfortunately. But it is what it is. All right, folks, that might just about do us. Corey, tell the folks at home what you got on this week.
So I've been getting right into doing this Grand Theft Auto roleplay thing, and you'll be seeing a lot of that across my channel this week. But on Tuesday afternoon, around about lunchtime, I've got the Night Owl Racing League where we're doing a dirt series, and it's going to be round number 6 from a rallycross track. I think it's going to be the Phoenix Rallycross track, which will be interesting. And on Wednesday, over on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel, twitch.tv/Aussie_Sim_commentator, the Output Racing League goes to their third last round at the Auto Club Speedway. So if you want to see me doing the broadcasting solo, that's where you can find me doing that one. On Friday, it'll be the return of me going to do some NIS, the NASCAR iRacing Series, and that one will be from Michigan for 100 laps. And it's back here again with you on Sunday night for some Imola, Alex.
Yeah, beautiful. Looking forward to it. Of course, folks, you can find out all the latest or keep up with the round wraps and everything that goes on in the ANZ iRacing community and more at the Locked On iRacing podcast. Of course, we do a wrap up for SNL each and every week over there. Otherwise, folks, check us out at all these places on your screen at the moment. The Discord channels where you can find the community and results, and also where we do the broadcast from. The YouTube is where you'll see all the race replays for this and all the previous seasons of MNL and SNL. And of course, the Twitch channels where you'll find us each and every week here on a Sunday night, calling the best Skippy action in town. But for now, folks, and on behalf of the chaotic one himself, Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. Thank you for your support, both on track and off. And until next week, ciao for now.